Channel. In today's video I'm going to be talking about what it's really like to be an adult. When I was younger, I remember thinking, oh, well, you know, I can't wait to be older because I can do what I want. I'm going to have all this money to go out and see my friends. I'm going to get my own place. I'm going to go on holiday here. I'm going to have a girlfriend. I'm going to do this and do that. It's not true. That was all a lie. Life is not that easy. I watched these stupid films on Disney Channel, like High School Musical, and like they go to school and they get a girlfriend before they go to college, and they go to college and they get married and they have a house in the suburbs, and then they have a job and then they're a lawyer, and it's just fine. It just happens step by step. I mean, they sing a bit and it works out, but that is just not representative of real life. The first issue I have with being an adult is money is crazy. The older you get, the more things you need to buy, the more expensive everything is, and especially living in London, you can't really go out and have a good time without bankrupting yourself. For me, it feels like a choice between staying at home and being bored the whole time, or going out and seeing my friends and then being broke. It's not as easy as just like living your life and having a good time. You literally have to start saying no to things and like prioritising and budgeting. Getting a job is hard. I'm lucky now I have a job and I work, but I remember when I finished uni, like I was applying to jobs back to back, you know, sending my CVs out, like waking up at 6 AM, 7 AM, logging on and sending my CVs before the place I was applying to open, and then like waiting a day and then calling and saying, hi, have you got my CV? And then you get there, yes, we've received your CV and we'll be replying to you shortly. Please do wait, we'll contact you via email. So you wait for the email to come back and then they never actually ever reply. So you don't even know if you've been rejected because you haven't got a response, or you're just so crap that they don't even care to reply. And then you're applying and you're doubting yourself, and you think, okay, well, I've gone to uni, I've got a degree, so like surely I'll get a job. But the truth is, everyone has a degree these days. Like most people that are applying to the jobs that you want to apply for have a degree, and they probably have the same grade as you, and probably went to just as good a uni as you, and probably studied the same subject. So it is really tough to stand out. Like I have friends now who've just finished uni and they're going through the same cycle I went through. But it's weird because when you go to school, they kind of sell it to you as go to uni, get a degree, get a job, but it doesn't always happen, especially with certain professions such as law. I know a lot of people spend a lot of time applying for things and don't always end up getting jobs for years, so that was another lie. Saving is hard as well, because everyone at work's talking about saving and how they are trying to put some money away, and some people say they save half their salary, some save a quarter, some don't save anything. But it is important to save, because obviously when, say, things happen that you aren't expecting, like your car breaks down, you've got to pay something to get something fixed in your house. If you haven't got any savings, then you're literally screwed. But it's hard to kind of get into the habit of saving when you haven't been saving for a long time. I think some people are just lucky that they obviously start doing it from a young age, so it's always been a habit. But if you haven't saved before, suddenly taking away like half of your paycheck, a third of your paycheck, and not seeing that money is difficult. But at the same time, you have to save, because if you don't save, then how are you ever going to get out of the renter's economy and buy an actual house? Buying a house is another thing that I think is so tricky to like navigate, because obviously you can either move out and rent and you're paying rent and it's fine, you're out, or you can stay at home and save money for 2-3 years, and then with the money you save from not paying rent to a stranger, you might actually be able to put down a deposit for a house. But those deposits are what, 20k minimum, so those kind of things, it's tough to kind of visualize and plan to, okay, I'm going to save 20k, how am I going to do it? And I'm still trying to navigate now. I'm trying to save and put money in my savings account, but then it's also tough not just going into your savings account and shipping money over when you need it into your spending account. So time is another thing I feel like I have none of, because when you work a job where you're working like 9 to 5 or a bit longer like I do, I work longer hours, by the time you get home, for me it's like 7:38, you've got to, you know, eat some food, get ready for the next day, and then sit down in bed and watch an episode, and it's already 10:30, 11. You should really be going to bed to wake up to go to work the next day. But sometimes I'm like, I don't want to sleep at 10, like that's boring, I'm going to stay up and watch another episode. So I watch another episode and then another episode, and next thing I know it's 1 AM. And then I'm waking up the next day and I'm tired for work and I'm sleepy all day, and I get home and I want to sleep earlier, but then actually I've got plans that night. So it's tough to actually put time aside to just relax sometimes, because you're constantly, I feel like I work and sleep and that's all I do during the week. And then on the weekends it's like, okay, well, do you want to stay in and then relax and have a nice chill weekend, but then you don't see any of your friends and you're bored and you've got a whole nother week at work? Or do you want to be out Friday, Saturday, and then having lunch and brunch on Sunday, and then going to sleep tired on a Sunday, so then you wake up on Monday tired and you start your week tired? It's like an endless cycle that I'm still trying to figure out, and it just seems like you can't actually win on these things. But I guess that's part of growing up and prioritising what's important and what's not important, and setting, I guess, schedules and boundaries that I don't necessarily have yet, but I need to put into place. Being single is tough. I've been at uni for around 1.5 years now, and when you're not a uni, you're not in the same bubble where you see loads of your friends all the time, you're meeting loads of people continuously. It's hard to meet people because you meet the people you work with and you don't really want to, you know, go out with someone that you work with. So then you're trying to meet people through friends, but sometimes you have the same friendship group, so you always see the same people who you obviously have either exhausted those possibilities with or just don't see them in that way. So then you've got to do dating apps. I find dating apps completely like ridiculous. That's another video for another day, but the people on there are just weird and you get weird responses and people don't reply and then like people are out there for different things. But anyway, it's tough being someone who's 23 and, you know, working and trying to just mingle your way around, because unless you're someone who goes up to people in bars like, hey babe, can I get your number, then you're not really going to meet people in a romantic sense. And my mum and my grandparents were always asking, where's your girlfriend, when are you going to get married? And I don't know. I mean, luckily most of my friends are still single as well, so I don't feel that bad about it, but it's something that I'm conscious of, that, you know, I should probably be dating someone now, so then in like 4 or 5 years I can propose and get married and then, you know, have kids and then have a house. But I mean, currently I'm still single and I can't really force that, so I guess we'll see what happens. I guess the main thing I'm saying about being an adult is that it is not easy and no one really lays it out to you when you're at school or when you're at uni or before you leave uni. But there are so many things you've got to juggle, as I've gone through in this video: money, your friends, relationship, moving out, you know, having a job and balancing that, and just learning about yourself. And it isn't easy to do all those things at all. And I am still trying to figure all of them out, and I guess that's fine. But what I'm learning is that there's not necessarily a strict pathway or timeline that you should be on. If you're single now, that's fine, because some people are not single, will date for another 4 years and break up, and you haven't moved out now, that's fine, because maybe you're saving, and if you're saving for a house, then you're probably in better stead in the future than someone who's moved out now. Like, there are pros and cons to everything, and if you haven't got a job, it will always work out, you will find a job. It's just, it sucks when you're applying for a job and you know you're smart and you can do it, but you're just not getting onto the scheme. So there are a lot of different things and different hurdles that you face as an adult that just aren't easy. I mean, the strongest one for me, also I didn't even mention, is just washing your clothes and doing laundry and like, cooking for yourself, remembering to eat and getting ready for work the next day. Sometimes I just like fall asleep and then wake up, haven't ironed my clothes, haven't washed my clothes, haven't got any food. Even the simplest mundane things still make it difficult to balance. So I'm still learning to figure it all out, and I'm sure eventually I'll get it, and I'm sure you guys are probably going through the same thing. So I don't know. If you guys agree with what I've said in this video, or have any comments or any suggestions or anything else you'd like to add to what I said about being an adult that's tricky, feel free to comment below, share the video with your friends, like, subscribe, all the usual, and I'm going to be looking through to see what you guys say, and I will reply and then we can have a conversation. Thanks for watching, guys. I will see you in my video next week, and good luck with being an adult, I guess. See you later.